This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
Julian Lennon is with us. The new album, Jude, it's coming out next month, September. All the info, julianlennon.com. Julian, where are you right now? I have a feeling I'm about to get very envious or jealous.
I wouldn't if I were you, because I've been sitting inside this box. It doesn't. I'm in Monaco. That's where I live. But as you know, like with your job, if you're on the Zoom trail or the FaceTime trail, and you're doing business and you're working and you're doing meetings and interviews, you're here. You're not anywhere else.
Right, we're here.
It may be beautiful out there, but we are here.
So Monaco is gorgeous. I've only seen photos, but it must be an awesome place to be, especially in the summer, I would think.
Well,
if you don't have to do this.
Well, to be honest with you, I'd rather be away. I prefer more quieter climes, to be honest with you. So when people come down to the sea, I go up to the mountains if I can. I get on the bike or get in my little convertible Mini, and I'm out of here. It's peace and quiet up there.
The last time you were in the Q104.3 studios, I'll tell you, it says, "To Jonathan with thanks, Julian Lennon, everything changes." And I have a feeling it's the album cover from that.
Okay.
That's how long it's been. But
a couple of years.
Yeah, everything changes. How ironic that was the album title. And here we are now, everything changes again. You thought that was going to be maybe your last album.
I did. I did. I honestly pegged it to be the last album. I really did. You know, I wanted to follow. I've been doing music for 30 plus years, and there were other things I wanted to do in this life. I just thought it was time. So I followed my heart, and I got involved in fine art photography, which was a big thing for me.
And it's very good, by the way. Fantastic.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed being behind the scenes. I like it, at my own pace, doing my own things at my own pace. And obviously the documentary work, Kiss the Ground on Netflix, blah, blah, which has turned into a platform now, the children's books, but all lead to, at the end of the day, the White Feather Foundation, which is a foundation I built in 2007 to help a lot of people that needed help, especially Indigenous tribes and their land and culture, because that's where this all started, to be honest with you. But I also wanted to prove to myself, to be honest, that I could build a foundation, a good, if not great body of work without being in the music industry, I feel I very much have done that over the last 5+ years, is built a solid base so that even if I was never in the business again, that I could go back to any of the other mediums that I would want to follow through in. So
you haven't been sitting around.
No, I've not been sitting around. It's been probably the busiest time of my life, to be honest with you.
With these songs, the new album, Jude, we're speaking with Julian Lennon. Some of these songs, I guess, were never released, or maybe some of them were even unfinished. Did you re-record them entirely, cut new vocals, or did you keep parts of the original recordings or demos, or?
Yeah, I found a few boxes of tapes sent over from an office in London in the basement, and they had the original reel-to-reel of Valot and Too Late for Goodbyes and all of that older stuff. But then there was, other formats of tapes too. And we managed to save them all and brought them. The first song we brought up on the faders was Every Little Moment, which of course is on this album, was one of the first tracks released. I've got to say, when we brought it up on the faders, it sounded like we'd recorded it last week. The quality was still there. The track was still great. The only thing I did want to change was that, back in the 80s and 90s, the people loved a lot of drum machines.
Oh, yes.
But I wanted to get some real drums on this and some real emotions back into it. So, I mean, we only changed the drums. I think we added one or two little keyboard things. And I re-sang the chorus vocals just to give it a bit more punch. But that was it, and updated the production a little bit. But to be honest, that was it. And I thought, okay, I want to see what else we've got here. And you were right. They just, that particular song and a few others just didn't have a home back then. In my mind, they were still good, if not great songs, but they had nowhere to live, and they just didn't sit right on an album or didn't sit right on other musical projects. So I figured, let me go through all of this and see what's here.
So
and during that process, I wrote some new stuff, and then it started to build. And I thought, okay, well, I think I've got something here.
Did you feel the fire once again of creating? Was it nice to have it all come back to you like that?
Yeah, I still feel that. I'm actually rebuilding my little home studio now because I've got at least another 100 tapes in a couple of other boxes. So listen, whether I like it or not, I'm going to be going through that stuff, and no doubt whether it's albums or singles or maybe just EPs in the future, I'll be putting stuff out for years to come. That's for sure. So I'm never going away. I'm never going away full time again.
Well, we love to hear that, first of all. And, I read that you had spoken about this recently, and I've heard this from a lot of other bands and artists that I've interviewed, especially, over the past 2 years, that something they wrote before the pandemic, even way before the pandemic, they listen to it now, they record it now, and they put it out now, and it lyrically and theme wise, it all seems like relevant now, even when it did then, and maybe even more so.
Yeah, I agree. I think what the pandemic has done, everything's intensified these days far more than it used to be. People who believe in peace are pushing forward a lot stronger. People who believe in humanitarian and environmentalism, they're all being a lot stronger than they ever used to be. Aggression tends to be a little stronger these days as well. So it's really intensified. And so, I mean, every little moment was a song written about war to a degree, but it was, the label in the UK said, "Oh, I don't know if we can release this right now." I'm going, you're looking at it from the wrong angle. It's actually a song of hope. It's about hoping that we find a place where we can be at peace and where we don't have war. And that's why the war is over. I mean, it's not, there's similarities, I have to say, to some of Dad's beliefs and thoughts without question. But it's all in the name of trying to find some balance in this world, where we're all looking for some love and peace. I mean, that was my journey certainly through the lockdown and everything else. This is how this whole thing came along. It was asking myself questions, which turned into the lyrics, of course. Who am I? What am I doing? Am I happy? Am I sad? If I'm sad, how do I change that? So all, all the lyrics that I mostly write or have written over 30 years are basically the same drive to find, to find love, to look for love, to give love, and to find love. That's at the heart of everything, I think.
The new album is Jude. We are speaking with Julian Lennon. It comes out next month, September, here in the U.S. There is a photo of you taken a long time ago on the cover of the new album. How old were you?
Okay, don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Come on, you look great. You never change.
Yeah, thanks. It depends what filter you're using. No. I guess I think I was at like 7 or 8 at that point in time. I was a little older than Jude, but I certainly thought the picture felt right for the title because it was very much a time of there was concern certainly in my face, and a look of what's going to happen, where am I going to go? And the end result is partly this album that it's actually, the title really is a coming of age in many respects, and just saying, well, listen, you know, I am Jude right now. You know, I've really taken on that role, partly because my name was originally John Charles Julian Lennon, and I changed it in 2020 to Julian Charles John Lennon. So for the first, I always wanted to be me, and I never was. And so when I did that, when I changed my name to Julian Lennon, you know, I finally felt I'm me. I'm me now. And I've got to tell you, the weight that came off my shoulders was significant. And obviously, being Julian, Jules, Jude, it was about owning it, you know, and it was about stating and saying, what are you going to ask me now? I think, you know, I think we've reached a point now where I'm Jude. Where are we going from here? And for me, it's only the only way is up. It's hopeful. It's forward, and I'm trying to take people on the same journey in that respect, I guess.
And hopefully, no more like weird questions when you're presenting your passport, your license, or whatever. I mean, I read about that. That's got to be so annoying. I mean,
well, just every time. So you know, the idea of going to the airport, you know, because there are so many checkpoints these days, and you know, not everybody would recognize me, and certainly, you know, I'd get these smart quips half the time. You know, the occasional nice comment, but mostly we're like, "Well, are you related?" or "That's funny." Oh, you know, and the list goes on. But you know, over 30 plus years in the business, you know, it's like, really, you know.
Well, good for you changing your name. I think that's fantastic. And
well, I think Mum and Dad would have approved, and they certainly would have understood.
Oh God,
after all these years, you know.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, and this, you know, this was news all over the world. You had hesitated performing the song "Imagine," but you found a time and a place and an event where you thought that was appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I never thought I was going to sing it. You know, why would I? Yeah, and I did. I had stated at one point that the only way I would do it is if I felt it was like the end of the world or close to it. You know. And I just, you know, after being through the pandemic and then watching the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, I'm going, oh my God, we're really going down the toilet. I mean, if we were before, but we're going even further now. And it was a real concern, and it was heartbreaking and horrific, and still is, of course. And Global Citizen just said, you know, have you got something up your sleeve? We're doing this worldwide campaign. Stand up for Ukraine. And I said, my manager and I looked at each other, and she just, we didn't even have to say anything. I went, I know what I'm going to have to do. And it was that. And after I said yes, the concern and anxiety was, okay, how do I do this? And immediately I just thought, don't do it on piano, do it acoustic guitar. It'll separate it from, as people know it. Do it raw, do it honest, no production, straightforward from the heart. And I sang it about 4 times, and I went, that's as real as I can be. That is, you know, that's it. Heart's on the line here. And I wasn't sure how people would respond. I really wasn't. But I've got to say, since doing it, I've had more love and respect from people than I've ever had in my life. So, you know, and it's been a different world since. So it's certainly turned a corner that I never thought would ever happen. You know.
Julian Lennon is with us. The new album is Jude. It comes out next month, September. You can get all the info about what we were just speaking about, his version of Imagine, the new album. Hopefully tour dates, fingers crossed, who knows?
We'll see.
Get it. Yeah, all the info, julianlennon.com. Julian, I want to play Lucky Ones from the new album. What can you tell us about this one? And then we'll play it.
Just, you know, feel hopeful inside. We are lucky, and we just need to keep that hope going.
Love it. Julian Lennon, thank you so much, man.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.